So how do you build a brand and people not talk about you at the water cooler? That's the real question, because what happens is if you start to begin to have a social media following and have a brand outside of your job, are you doing your job fully? I don't believe that question is asked for everybody. I don't believe men are asked that question. I believe men are just hustlers and women are not contributing fully, because how can they do that and be that? So what I have found out is that when you have alignment, nobody can question you. Look, I work for a network for women. I wrote a book for women. I'm in the marketplace about women. Everything that I do brings benefit to, yes, my company, but also to me. I made sure that there was no opportunity for question. So when you have alignment, I found that you have success. And so I would tell any young person, woman or man, that if you want to have a side hustle, make sure that it benefits everything that you do. It gives you a couple things. One, the best opportunity to generate some type of success. And two, it takes less energy when you're doing the same thing all the time. Time is not infinite. So you have to be smart about how you do and how you roll. It's a strategy, hence why I wrote a book about it. But I believe in alignment, you can find success. That's easy. My brand is strategic. Now let me tell you how I came about that word. My daughter was in school, and I talk about my daughter a lot because she's the oldest, so she has given me a lot more stories than my son. But a little girl quickly gave bracelets out to the whole class and didn't include my daughter because they had had an argument the day before. And it was just to control her, right? My daughter is very outspoken. So my daughter came home, she's like, "Mommy, I don't care, but I didn't get a bracelet, everyone else did." And I was like, but it has nothing to do with it. This is a great opportunity for you to understand that you have power and you don't allow people to stand on you to make you feel a certain kind of way. So I called the mom. The mom was like, "Ah, you're complaining." Okay, fine. Went to Toys R Us. Before it closed, I looked at the clock. It was 9:12. I had to get there. We made bracelets until 11 p.m. because I couldn't make one. I had to make them sparkly. So when she went to school the next day, she wore a short sleeve shirt. I said, I call her Pumpkin, you have to go and you can't say a word. If you say a word, you're going to ruin the opportunity to give her a lesson back. And so she's there and she's doing her little books, 4th grade, and the girl goes, "Where did you get those bracelets?" And so my daughter goes, "Where did I get my bracelets?" Well, what my grandmother taught my mom is that when someone doesn't want to do for you, you have the power to do it for yourself. And so she must have went home and told her mother, and her mother sends me a text, "The strategies you're teaching your daughter won't work long term." It's strategic. I was like, "No, I'm a strategist." And that is my brand. And I'll tell you this, if you Google women and strategy, not one thing came up because we're not considered strategists. We're leaders, we're financial experts, we're relationship experts, but we're not strategists. And so I push back on that notion. I love that question. So how do we make sure that we're represented in the way that we want to when we're not in the room? First of all, you have to invoke a lot of self-awareness. If you don't know how people think about you, you can't control anything. If you don't know your own narrative, and I'm going to talk about that today, it's really important. The person with the best story wins the game. I love Carla Harris. She's an investment banker, one of the biggest on Wall Street. And what she does is she says the adjectives that she wants people to know about her, she whispers to them. "Ooh, Carla Harris, she's so strategic. Ooh, Carla Harris, she's so brilliant." And then people begin to say it back. So you have to seed in someone's spirit what you want them to think about you. So first of all, you have to know what those words are, and you have to be willing and have enough courage and not walk in fear to say them every time you're at a table. "Oh man, Michele Thornton, she really loves community. She has worked hard," whatever it is. So you have to do a couple things. Know who you are. You have to be willing to say it over and over and over again until you seed it in someone's spirit that when you're not in the room, they're saying it for you. And believe me, it works.